It's football season, and Rainy Richlands is here to crush the competition. Our unbeatable lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs will leave you feeling like a champion every time you hit the road. Whether you're driving through rugged terrain or cruising down the city streets, Rainy Richlands has the perfect ride to tackle any challenge. Rainy Richlands is the game changer you need to take your driving experience to the next level. It's your deal, your way. Visit one of our dealerships today or shop online at RainyRichlands.com.
Hey folks, we're in hog heaven here tonight at Bellacino's. We've got the Hurley offensive line here with us. These guys contributed 402 yards rushing against Castlewood this past week. Put up 52 points in the first half, scored 60 for the game. Hurley only had 7 yards passing because they didn't need to pass the ball. And a lot of it has to do with these guys right here. Fellas, what's it like being an offensive lineman? What's the most fun part about it?
The best part about it is being able to look at the guy across from me and say for 4 quarters I'm going to dominate him.
It's good.
Pancake.
It's been able to be tough and physical, not getting in trouble for it.
Yeah, that's one of the few places in the world you can get by with almost violence and not be punished for it. And a good way to take out some frustration and stuff. This is the Hurley offensive line. They got a big game coming up this week against Twin Valley. And on behalf of Bellacino's, we'd like to present them with the Player of the Week. Congratulations, guys. Honaker unbeaten. Richlands still winless in the Scott County Super Bowl coming up this Friday night. You're listening to episode 6.10 after the whistle. Coach, how was your week?
It was good.
Another good week, warm week.
We got to play a Monday night football game.
Well, that's pretty good. That's very rare. You can't say you get to play too many of those. Those are extremely odd in high school football. But not so much since the COVID season. We've had a few of those, but I understand you got to play on some turf at Christiansburg.
Yeah, it was
as well.
nice field.
All right. Well, listen, we got a lot of stuff to cover this week, and but first, before we do that, folks, he is a Hall of Famer. He is about 5 foot nothing, and his muscles have muscles. He's back for episode 10. Please welcome Coach Tester back to After the Whistle. Come on in, Coach.
Man, how you gonna do me that way?
Yeah.
How you gonna do me that way with the intro? Boy, I missed you, fellas.
Yeah.
All them jokes.
Good to have you back with us there, Coach.
You forgot to add on there, he is the push-up champ.
I don't know how I could. I don't know how I could not come and with you guys sitting over here and having all this fun and leaving me at the house and
Listen, having all this fun, he is also the county, or the, what's that?
Southwest
Virginia League champ. 19-0 shutout in the
13-0. Is that correct?
12, I believe.
12-0.
Won them all, baby. Won them all.
Won them all, yes. Congratulations. I heard you had a pretty good football team there.
They ain't bad.
Yeah.
They ain't bad.
Well, I heard the players made the coach look pretty good.
They did.
When I
Really
got
good.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
What's the old saying? Jimmy's and Joe's.
Well, that's a fact. If you don't have them, buddy, you're not going to win.
It's not about the X's and O's.
No, sir.
Boys, where's Beefy? Where's he at? What's the deal?
He's probably trick-or-treating. He's got a little one.
Yeah, last time I seen him, well, that was time before last. I was going to say, I seen him dressed up like Fred Flintstone. That's still the best one yet.
He's Mike Wazowski this year.
Well,
One
I
eye.
also had to come back because I noticed on the days y'all was having the show that I was losing a profit. So
That's because we hired.
I had to come back and get a control on the food and everything else. I didn't know what was going on. Who y'all was
folks, we got a
feeding
toothpick and a
or
pickle
what.
this week. and a cup of water. All right, we got a whole lot of stuff to take care of here. Let's take a look real quick. last week's games. I'll recap them. We'll talk about a few of them. We had some pretty eventful games come up this week, and some not so. Start out, George Wythe 23, Grayson County 0.
Shocker.
Shutout.
Not a shocker that they won, but you shut out a Grayson County team to nothing.
Well, I really haven't been keeping up with it. I don't know who's winning. I know Homemaker's undefeated. Grayson County's pretty good. Who else? What about Twin Valley? What's going on with them?
We'll get there.
We've won 2 games.
Well, I mean, I'm really.
Yeah, we have. Grayson County only 66 yards rushing, 76 yards passing.
Well, that's crazy.
But interesting stat here is they haven't beat George Wythe since 2018, and they've had last year. Everybody thought they'd beat them, and they did. And
That's a big win.
23-0 is kind of woke everybody up.
And don't that put some kinks in some points and some stuff that's going on?
Yeah, it sure can.
This week's game.
Kind of throw a wrench.
Who was the upset?
George Wythe 23, Grayson's 0.
Oh.
And I think Grayson was undefeated, right?
Yes. No, Grayson had that one loss. No, I think you are correct. No, they beat Bluefield. We were thinking they were going to lose to them. They beat Bluefield. Or anyhow, all right, so George Wythe pulls off the upset in Region C. John Battle 42, Lee 34. Braxton Emerson had 5 touchdowns for Battle. Coach Ricker's team's just won 3 games this year, but they won all 3 of them on the road. Battle, one of the most improved teams in the area. All of us picked Lee to win that game. We missed it.
Who was it Battle beat at the front of the year? It was
Abigail.
Yeah, okay.
Big win. PH 35, Chilhowie 13. Good speed, another big night, 237 yards, 31 carries, 3 touchdowns. But Chilhowie led this game 13-7 at the half, so Warriors continue to be an improved program from last year as well. 48, Homeacre 48, Northwood 7. Music almost had a perfect night, 19 out of 20, 334 yards passing, 6 touchdowns. And Homeacre, if they win Friday night against Rural Treat, will clinch the Hogo title. First year back in the Hogo. So big win for Homeacre as expected.
Which no shocker about it.
Yeah, but the fact that it was 19-20, that's pretty impressive.
That's all right.
It's all right.
Who's that?
It's not Krieger-like numbers, but they're pretty good.
Tiger Raid, ain't it?
Yeah,
there you go.
Tiger Raid, yeah.
Ryco 46, J.I. Burton 0. Ryco had about 8 possessions, scored on 7 of them. Enough said about that one. Setting up a big Cumberland District championship game for Friday night with Twin Springs. Marion 47, Richlands 28. Marion went in that game and decided they were not going to pass, and they didn't all night. 497 yards on the ground. Richlands.
What they call ground and pound.
Absolutely. But Richlands, was game. 277 yards passing, but Big Blue now 0-9.
It's over for them.
Who they got this week?
Gee,
man.
Oh, they got Graham this week.
Yeah. So, barring a miracle,
Okay.
Richlands is going to be 0-10. Is what it looks like. Up next, we got Gate City 43, Wise Central 6, Bledsoe 5 touchdowns for the Devils in the win. This is the 8th straight loss for Wise. Still a team fell off considerably from the last couple of years, being a really tough football program. Grundy 32, Tulsa, West Virginia 12. Grundy was in must-win mode. They managed to get it done. Interesting stat coming out of that game is Grundy was 4 for 4 on 2-point conversions. That's usually hard to manage that, 4 times in the game. Talk about this one here just for a second. Twin Springs 73.
I was 0 for 3 in 2-point conversion. I need to go see what's going on.
See what they're doing, get something in place. Twin Springs 73, Tom Walker 29. Single game scoring record for Twin Springs High School, 73-29.
Basketball?
That's what it looks like. 602 yards offense for Twin Springs, but Tom Walker had over 400 yards offense.
You think they'll put up 73 this week?
I do not. I do not think so. But single season record, Twin Springs has yet to lose to a 1A school this year. They have not. They did lose to Union. That was 2A, but they have yet to lose to a 1A, which is going to set up that Scott County Super Bowl we're talking about. All right, East Side 40, Auburn nothing, 500 some yards offense for East Side. Despite the win, more than likely probably out of the playoffs. We'll just have to wait and see. Hurley 60, Castlewood Mustard Biscuit Brigade 20. 408 yards total offense for Rebels. Castlewood now 1-8. Either of you get a chance to catch that game?
No, I know one thing.
What do you
I was
think?
there, but
He's the principal. He has to be there.
that's man. Hurley just got on quick and just kept it. I think they scored 50 before the half. So
I can tell you this: they 52 goes up in the first half this Friday. They're going to be.
but
some
you know,
repercussions.
I think well, Castlewood was. I think there was a few players, not towards Hurley, but I think they've been beaten, banged up, and they scrimmaged them earlier in the year up at the Twin Valley scrimmage, and they looked a lot better then. So I'm sure they've lost a few players or had some injuries, but.
War of attrition, boys, what that's called.
Yeah, again.
But they just had a hard time, stopping Bailey and and running game with Hurley.
Well, Hurley didn't pass the ball hardly. Well, one time.
Yeah.
And, they managed to just ground it out. Graham 49, Tassel
Predicted that
6,
when
Big
you all
Southwest
talk about
District.
close.
I did not think it would be like close. Graham pretty much dominated. Defense was king, forced 5 turnovers. Creasy went out the first half for Tazewell, never came back in. That affected Tazewell's passing game. But Tazewell probably the best opportunity, at least a lot of people think on paper, in the last few years to give Graham a big game, and this turned out to be a big nothing burger. It just Graham is playing well, and
They're healthy.
And Clements is starting to find a groove.
Clements is full speed now.
Was he out earlier when Union beat him?
He tried to
He
play.
tried to play. He got some reps, but not a lot.
I think he
He
carried
wasn't-
it
he wasn't-
maybe. He played 11, carried 11 times or something.
He wasn't 100%. Speaking of Union 37, Abington 20.
You're welcome, guys.
500 yards of offense for the Bears.
And the reason they won, they finally listened to me. They got the ball to Cam Boston. I mean, boys, I've tried to tell them team all year what to do.
As soon as they win, you take credit for it.
I did.
So Union went. They've been winning.
Well, but listen
Yeah,
to
but
when
They don't.
Doesn't mean
They
it's
get
proof.
lucky that they won. They finally took my
They
game
get lucky
plan.
against Palmer.
Yes.
Well, Union.
They played Palmer when he didn't. Everybody was hurt.
Well,
They
those are-
played their JV team.
Big turn of events in that ball game is Union got the ball right before half and ended up. You think it's just going to take a knee and get it out of there, and instead they go down and get a touchdown and 2-point conversion, and it was a big swing in the ball game. Abington was never able to get back.
The internet said the refs cheated.
Was that what it was?
Yeah.
All right, Virginia High 20, 11-12. This was a good one. Virginia High keeps their playoffs hope alive. Third straight win for them. A little 3-3 stack kept Lebanon's passing game kind of offense out of rhythm, and they weren't really able to get into any kind of rhythm at all on Friday night. Lebanon's offense, and Virginia High credited their defense for that effort.
You got to run it when it's 3-3 stack.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I agree with you. Holston 29. This was the game of the week. Holston 29. Rural Retreat 28.
What about the gutsy call at the end after they score,
Yeah.
go for 2, up by 1, kick an onside kick and get it? Ball game over.
They kicked an onside kick after they.
They went up by 1.
How much time was left?
About a minute.
Yeah.
50-some seconds.
39 seconds.
Yeah.
39
I wouldn't have
seconds.
did that.
But he
I
did.
would have kicked it then.
Yeah, 39
He
seconds.
got it, and ball game over.
Noah Tweed scored a game-winning touchdown after a 70-some yard drive to Holston. Holston cut the lead 28-27. So Rural Retreat still got the lead. 39 seconds to go in the game. 28-27. And at home, instead of going for 1 to tie it, they went for 2 to win it. Tweed rolls out to his right, hits the green kid for a 2-point conversion. Holston goes up 29-28, and then they pull that one.
Onside kick.
First thing, as soon as I seen this score, you know what I'm thinking? You're probably thinking the same thing. Poor old Rural Retreat. Every time it's a close ball game, they come up short. every single time.
In the close ones, man.
Where are they sitting in the playoffs?
Well, that's
Oh,
we'll get
we'll
ready to talk
talk
about
about
that
that.
right now. Y'all get ready to talk about that right now. So that's our weekly recap. Remind everybody to stop by and check out the fine folks at Ramey's Chevrolet, located in Richlands, Virginia. If you're in the business for a new or a pre-owned vehicle, if you're interested in trading in a vehicle, stop by and check them out. One of their salesmen will help you do the deal at Ramey's Chevrolet. We're happy to have them as a sponsor here for After the Whistle. All right, so let's take a look at some of those scenarios. And we won't do as many of them, but before we do that, let's take a look at our forecast right now. All right, it's time for a playoff forecast. If the playoffs were to start today, this is the way the brackets would look. You got 1 week left in the season, but of course things could change. But if the playoffs started tomorrow, this is what they would look like in D1. Number 8 East Side would go to number 1 Homeacre. This is no change from last week. We would have number 5 Holston at number 4 Patrick Henry. Holston slid into the 5 spot with their win last week against Rural Retreat, so that moved them up. So that's the one change there. And then down there we would have number 7 Rural Retreat at number 2 Ryco. Rural Retreat slides down into that 7 spot with their loss to Holston. And then we have number 6 Grundy traveling to number 3 Twin Springs. And there's no change in this part of the bracket from last week. Chilhowie, Hurley, and Tom Walker on the outside looking in. Some things need to happen in order for those teams to make the playoffs. Let's take a look at D2. On the D2 side, this is what we have right now, potential playoff matchup. If playoffs started today, we would have number 8 Marion at number 1 Union. Last week, Virginia High was at number 18. This week it's Marion. Marion gets that win against Richlands. That helps them out a little bit. Number 5 Ridgeview at number 4 Gate City. Last week, these two teams were in the opposite position. So as of right now, Ridgeview will be traveling to Gate City. Of course, a lot of things can happen this week. Number 7, Lee at number 2, Graham. Last week, that would have been Marion traveling to Graham. Now it is Lee traveling to Graham in the 7th spot. And then we have number 6, Virginia High at number 3, Tazewell. Virginia High moves up to the 6th spot with a win last week. And on the outside looking in, you've got John Battle and Lebanon in that order trying to get in. Now, a quick prediction, if Ridgeview beats Gate City and Tazewell wins, Ridgeview could go all the way up to number 3. Tazewell would then go to 4, and Gate City would go to 5. But that is contingent upon if Ridgeview beats Gate City and Tazewell wins. So that's a little bit of a scenario that we can take a look at. A couple other scenarios to look at for D1 and D2. If Rural Retreat and Eastside are tied at the end of the season, if they're tied in power points, it appears that Rural Retreat would then have the tiebreaker due to the common opponent, that common opponent being Chilhowie. Rural Retreat beat the Warriors and Eastside lost. So if Rural Retreat and Eastside end up tied, it looks like Rural Retreat will go on, at least according to the way we look at it. Another question, if Ridgeview beats Gate City and Tazewell wins, Ridgeview should go to 3, Tazewell to 4, and Gate City to 5 on the D2 bracket. Another question, if Union and Graham end up tied in points, then the head-to-head would be the tiebreaker. In that case, it would go to Union. So in that scenario, Union still gets the nod. Another question, if Virginia High defeats Marion, John Battle could end up getting into the playoffs, but it would require Grundy losing to Central, and I don't see that happening. But that was a question someone sent. Another question, if Gate City beats Ridgeview, how far up could they go? They could go up as high as the 3 seed. So you're looking at potentially that. Grundy, person had a question. If Grundy does lose to Central, could they still get in? As of right now, yes, they could get in, it looks like, as an 8 seed. So Grundy, win or lose, right now it looks like they could still get in. And then next, if Twin Springs defeats Rye Cove, Twin Springs would then move up to the 2 seed and switch places with Rye Cove. So there's a whole lot of scenarios, a whole lot of things that can take place there to affect the playoff brackets. Couple things real quick in Region 1C. Grayson County, if they lose to Galax, they would still outpoint George Wythe despite losing to George Wythe. So you would probably see Grayson County 1 position higher than George Wythe, possibly in a 4 or 5 spot, but they would be higher. All right, so there you have it. Let's take a look, guys, real quick. Talk about what we just seen there. Got number 8 Marion as of right now. Number 8 Marion traveling to 1 Union. We got Ridgeview at 5, Gate City at 4. This is probably going to change. We got number 7 Lee traveling to Graham, and number 6 Virginia High traveling to Tazewell.
Gotta make money.
Right now.
I was talking CRIG.
So, looking at this year, I mean, everybody knows who, we've got Union and Graham facing off again here in the finals. But if there is a game that could potentially end up being an upset, you could end up seeing Tazewell go to 4 or Gate City go to 5. That game there, I mean, Gate City could get the win. I don't know. But if Ridgeview beats Gate City Friday night and Tazewell gets a win, and I think they will, Ridgeview would probably move up to number 3. Tazewell will go to 4, Gate City to 5. Ridgeview,
Tazewell play again.
I don't. If I'm Union, if I was Graham, I'd be glad to get Ridgeview out of that. Not Ridgeview, Union. I wouldn't want Ridgeview in this half bracket with me.
That's right.
But just because of that one game. So D2 is kind of getting settled. There'll be a few changes probably take place after this week. As far as D1 goes, we've got number 8 right now, no change from last week. Eastside at Honeacre, Holston at PH. We've got Rural Retreat at Rye Cove. That's a game that I think is a potential upset game. I'm not saying it will happen. If Rural Retreat ends up having traveled Rye Cove, I think that could be I do think Rye Cove will get the win, but I think Rural Retreat could be a spoiler for them. And then as of right now, Grundy 6 at Twin Springs, number 3. And that's no change from last week. Now, Chilhowie and Hurley and Tom Walker are on the outside trying to get in. Who do you guys like out of the Division 1 here? Top bracket. I like Honeacre coming out on top
Tigers,
there.
that's all you need to know.
I think Holston and PH playing again would be interesting to watch.
I think Rye Cove's also got the probability to upset Honeacre.
The Big H.
Yeah.
I think it's going to come down between Honeacre and Rye Cove. All right. Real quick, we will take a look now at our top 5, and we'll be back right after this.
It's football season, and Rainy Richlands is here to crunch the competition. Our unbeatable lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs will leave you feeling like a champion every time you hit the road. Whether you're driving through rugged terrain or cruising down the city streets, Rainy Richlands has the perfect ride to tackle any challenge. Rainy Richlands is the game changer you need to take your driving experience to the next level. It's your deal, your way. Visit one of our dealerships today or shop online at RainyRichlands.com.
All right, folks, it's time for our top 5. We're going to get cranked up right here. A couple changes on mine, not a whole lot. Of course, we got to hear from Coach Tester first here, so we'll see what he says as well. I'll start things off. My 1A top 5 coming in at number 5. I've got the Rural Retreat Indians. Despite that loss this past week, I still put them at number 5. Number 4, I've got the Twin Springs Titans. Number 3, the Patrick Henry Rebels. Number 2, the Rye Cove War Eagles, and at number 1, I've got the Honeacre Tigers. And I guess Holston is still that next team on the bubble there for me. All right, Coach, your 1A picks.
Here are my 1A picks. All right, number 5, I got. I had a toss-up of Twin Springs and Holston, but I'm gonna go with Twin Springs at number 5. I'm gonna go with PH at number 4. I think PH kind of gave the blueprint to beating Homeacre a couple weeks
so
ago.
too.
And
If you'd watched the show, you'd know that. We talked about that.
Well, I think they kind of set the blueprint for them, so if they could just get a couple more stops,
Oh, yeah.
you know, they'll be all right. But I'm gonna go PH at 4, Roll Retreat at 3, and Rycove at 2, which I seen Rycove play earlier in the scrimmage, and I am very impressed with their front 7 on defense. They were really getting after it, and they were physical, and I think they have a shot to upset Homemaker, you know, if they was to meet again. I think they can control the ball a little bit, and I think they got a good enough defense. You know.
Well, you sure know a lot about these teams, not been keeping up with it.
Well, I seen them in the scrimmage, so. But anyway, I ain't seen Homemaker, but I just seen, you know.
I miss
those two.
interrupting him when he
But,
talks.
so I'm gonna Homemaker at number 1 still. What's that? You say to beat the man, you gotta
Beat the man.
Beat the man, you gotta beat the man.
All right,
I
Craig,
ain't did my 2A yet.
Well, I ain't either.
My 1A, I got Twin Springs at 5. Good team, but I think Roll Retreat, nobody wants to play them if they get in. And, I mean, these one-loss point games.
My buddy Jamie Hughes is up for
Well,
Creek.
that, and when you're losing one, that's going to change. It'll change. At 4, I got Roll Retreat. 3, I got PH. Like Coach Tester said, I still think they could win the region easy. Well, not easy, but they could.
I just said that. Quit saying
Rye Cove, number 2, and the Tigger Raid, bud. The Tiller Raid.
There you go.
The Tiller Raid.
Tiller Raid. That's not like Gatorade. Tiller Raid. That's not.
They're gonna graduate about 20 of them kids, ain't they?
Who?
Out of the Tigger Raid.
They got some more Richlands kids coming, don't they?
31 of them, he said.
Very mighty. All right, that's our 1A. I'll take a look at 2A real quick. I'll run down mine. Number 5, I got Gate City Blue Devils at 5. Ridgeview Wolfpack coming in at 4. I think Ridgeview's strength of schedule is going to probably bite them here toward the end of the season or early in the playoffs. Number 3, Tazewell Bulldogs. Number 2, Graham G-Men. And at 1, I've got the Union Bears.
Did you say strength of schedule for Ridgeview?
Yeah, it's going to hurt them. Their lack of it is weak.
Ridgeview's their Mountain 7 schedule's
Yeah.
weak, right?
Not in the Mountain 7, they're just the whole overall schedule.
Well, they don't leave but 2 teams left.
They played Grundy, didn't they?
Do they play Grundy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
a 1A school like Grundy.
Yeah, but you got
I'm not knocking Grundy. I'm saying
Yeah, he
1A
did.
school. I don't care, boys. They played a 1A school.
He pulled a beefy.
all right, so let's go. I'm going with number 5, Tazewell. I'm going with number 4, Gate City. Number 3, the Wolfpack. Despite of their soft schedule, you said, all those Mountain 7 teams in there.
Look at the ratings points, and
You know,
you'll see
so,
what I'm saying here. They're not getting no rider points.
At number 2, I'm still going with the Patron G-Men. At number 2, I'm still going with Travis Turner and the Union Bears at number 1.
All right, the Bears. All right, Cricket, what you got? 2A.
My 2A, I still got Battle there at 5. Big year for them. I think they played great. Tazewell at 4. Great City at 3. Ridgeview at 2. And the Graham G-Men at number 1, baby. Number 1.
Where's Union at?
Who? They're getting there. They followed my game plan this week and got lucky and won.
Maybe next week.
But next week they might crack it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cam, they got to give him. He's got to score 3 times next week.
God almighty. Unreal. All right, boys. All right, well, that takes care of our top 5. Southwest Virginia top 5 up next. This is our overall top 5, counting 1A, 2A, Southwest Virginia. Number 5, we got the Rye Cove War Eagles. At number 4, the Ridgeview Wolfpack. And coming in at number 3, the Honeacre Tigers. Number 2, Graham G-Men. And at number 1, the Union Bears. All right. All right. Now it's time for our Stump the CRIG segment. So each week at this time, we attempt to stump the CRIG. We posit a question or two to him. These questions have been hermetically sealed in an envelope, placed in a bank vault, and under the watchful eye of armed security for the last week. They were delivered here at Belsino's just a little while ago in an armored truck with a man wearing a briefcase on his wrist. And he delivered these here. That's a whole lot of stuff to go through. All right, well, I have it here. Folks, it is time to stump the CRIG. Have you seen the contents of this envelope?
I have not.
All right, those of you who have just tuning in for the first time, this is how we do this. The contents, the question inside this envelope, he's going to tell us the answer before I ever read the question. That's just how good he is. And he has confirmed that he's not seen it. I've not seen it either. And let's see what the answer to the first question is. Can I have the answer, please?
Act like a nut.
Act like a nut.
Act like a nut. Act like a nut.
I mean, are you telling me to act like a nut, or is that your answer?
That's the answer. Act like a nut.
Act like a nut. Sometimes you feel like a nut.
And sometimes you don't.
All right. So act like a nut is the answer to the question.
Yes.
All right. Final answer.
Final answer. Act like a nut.
How do you get a squirrel's attention?
You're welcome.
How do you get a squirrel's attention? Act like a nut.
Act like a nut.
Makes sense, I guess.
They gonna pay attention to you if you act like a nut?
Yep. Both of them are eating.
What if you scare them off?
Act like a, well, you wouldn't have any problem getting
No.
squirrel's attention.
I got all kinds of squirrels, but my dog kills them.
He could have quite a few, I'd say. He probably got squirrels all over the house. All right. I have the second question here in the envelope. Do you have the answer?
A clock roach. Not a cock roach. A clock roach.
Clock.
Clock, not cock.
Oh, Lord. Clock roach.
A clock roach.
Final answer.
Yes.
Clock roach. All right. Let's see what we got here. What kind of bug tells time? A clock roach. That's a good one. I'll give you props on that one.
I believe he's in with that guy that delivered dudes in his armored truck.
I tell you what, I'm starting to think there's a conspiracy here going on. Who in the world would have come up with clock roach? All right. Folks, once again, we have failed to stump the CRIG. We'll try again next week, see what we can do. Now it's time for our pigskin prognostication. Last week, I was pathetic. Okay, my results were just terrible. I was 9-7 out of 16 games.
Oh,
Beefy
good.
was 10-6, and you were 11-5. And right now, you lead overall, 76-24. Beefy is 75-25, and I am 72-28.
How's he? I've got way more than Beefy.
Well,
Oh, I missed that week.
yeah, well,
That's why.
We've got you added in here, so you're good. All right.
Y'all added wrong.
All right.
that.
Let's take a look at these games this week and give our 2 cents worth and let us know what you think. All right, Central at Grundy. Coach Tester, we'll start with you.
Central at Grundy. Man, Central's struggling, ain't they? Right
Yep.
now. Central at Grundy. You know, everybody thought that Grundy was going to get that W last year when they went over, and Central was
That's what I'm
3-7.
Got beat
Different
before.
ball game in the Mountain 7, but
At Grundy.
it's at Grundy. I think Grundy's going to get them this year. I'm going to go with Grundy. I think Central's struggling a little too much. Grundy's still got some playoff hopes, and
They're playing for something.
They're playing for something. So I'm going to go with Grundy.
Okay, I'll pick Grundy as well on this one. What about you?
The mighty wave, baby.
Randy
Too
Cro-
much Logan Lester.
Grundy across the board. All right, up next we got Battle at Union. I think Union takes care of business in this one here, but I think Battle will earn respect as they have done all season.
I can agree with that. I think they'll play them tough, but I think Union's by at least 3, 4 touchdowns.
Who you gonna pick, Eric Krieger?
I'll pick that team.
Not Battle.
Not Battle. I'm not picking Battle.
Oh, okay. All right, up next we've got, this is would have normally been a big game. Graham at Richlands. Two teams going in two different directions.
See, brought that crane back out yet?
Oh, we're gonna have to go to Myrtle Beach or do something.
We can't find that cream. It's dried up. What's left of it, if there is any. Graham, big time.
Big time. I'll go with Graham.
What you got, Critter?
I guess I'll go with the G-Man.
Lebanon at
He's finally
Tazewell.
off that train, ain't he?
Yeah.
He's off that Lance train now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the
Now
last.
he's
A long
on
time
the
ago.
Patron.
Boys, the Patron was rolling. Speaking of that, Bradshaw got a carry Thursday. I was at the game and seen Buddy got 9 yards. Run a little reverse with him.
What's he playing, receiver? Slot?
Yeah, and they run a little reverse with him and 9 yards.
Got to start somewhere. Lebanon at Tazewell. Who you got?
Lebanon at Tazzle. The Bulldogs.
I like Tazewell in this one. I think Lebanon's going to be well prepared and give them all they can handle. If Creasy is recovered, I got a feeling he will be. I don't think the injury was that serious. I think Tazewell will get back to throwing and passing the ball. They'll take care of business and win this ball game. Krieger.
Bull puppies.
Next, Marion at Virginia High. This game here could move some people around in the playoffs. I'll let you go first, Krieger, on this one. Marion at Virginia High.
I'm going with Murray.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the home of the the Hurricanes. Is that their?
Yeah, Scarlet Hurricanes.
Yeah.
I like Marion in this one too. I think they might be have just a little bit of an edge on Virginia High, but I was gonna say I need a win
It's at
here,
Virginia High.
but it's at. I'm gonna go with Marion too. I think Marion's got a little bit of an edge. Auburn at George Wythe. This one should be George Wythe all the way, in my opinion.
I heard Auburn still they're struggling with numbers.
Yeah.
Didn't they fold and come back, or
Yep.
they did that a couple years in a row?
Yeah. Who you got?
George Wythe.
Okay, what about you, Krieger?
George Wythe.
Bland at Montcalm. If this game was at Bland, I would tip the hat to them. I'd love to see them get the win, but they're not traveling to Montcalm and going into West Virginia and going to get this win. And I'm just calling it the way it is.
Why you say that?
Well, you're down 14 when you get off the bus.
Good, not good.
Moore's
call.
been thrown out last 2 times he's been over with my mom.
I can speak from experience. I'm going Montcalm in this one.
Give me the Generals.
I'll go with the Generals.
This is a big game in Region C. NARS at Bath County. Bath County undefeated. It's at Bath County. I just think NARS is a better football team. I don't think Bath County's schedule is as strong. And if Bath County loses this game, they potentially could drop to a 5 seed based on the rider points and stuff that they've got. So I don't think that they're as advertised. They're 9-0, but I don't think they're a 9-0 football team. So I'm picking NARS in this one.
That's coming. Said you changed login on NFHS, the football.
So who you got? NARS, Bath County.
What's Bath County doing?
I'm going with NARS.
They're undefeated.
They're undefeated. They're 9-0.
You don't listen to nothing I just
Yeah, what's
said.
NARS?
They've lost one or two, maybe. They lost that big shootout to Homeacre.
Bath County.
Okay. What about you, Craig?
Nurs.
Castlewood, Castlewood at Eastside. Castlewood at Eastside. I think Eastside gonna take care of business here.
Yeah. Castlewood's struggling.
Yeah.
Struggling.
Krieger,
Who is it?
Eastside, Castlewood.
East side.
Okay, J.I. Burton at Tom Walker. I think Tom Walker gets a win here. This could be a good football game. I think both teams are really hungry for a win, but Tom Walker, in my opinion, at home, probably have a better edge.
Burton's one.
What? You have been out in a long time, ain't you?
Tom Walker and
Tom Walker, big.
okay.
Cleveland Springs just put 79.
This could be a
But
good
they
football.
also scored 40 on them.
And had 400 yards offense.
Yeah.
Holston at Chilhowie. This will be a good football game. Chilhowie, it's tough to beat Chilhowie at Chilhowie, and it's a big rivalry game. Holston needs the win here. They really need the win. I think it'll be tight early on, but I think Holston will pull it out.
Holston.
You going Holston also?
I think Reed will have them ready to play, but Holston will squeak it out again with an onside kick.
All right. One of the games of the week, Homeacre at Rural Retreat. Krieger, I'll let you go first on this one. Homeacre at Rural Retreat.
Well, don't think Hughes is going to lose a 1-point game this week.
Is he going to win?
Tigger Ray is in full force.
So you're going with Homeacre. Who you got there, Coach? Homeacre, Rural Retreat. Homeacre at Rural Retreat.
I think Homemaker's going to be in for a little test, but I think I'm going to go with Homemaker.
Okay. I'm going to go with Homeacre as well. I think Rural Retreat will be well prepared. If they can eliminate some big plays, this ball game will be tight at half. But I still think Homemaker's got too much to pull away. PH at Northwood. This is all PH. What say you, Coach?
PH.
Tester? PH at Northwood.
PH.
All right. Short trip back home after that ball game. Gate City at Ridgeview. This one has both teams are in the playoffs, but this could shake things up considerably. Gate City at Ridgeview. This is one I think Gate City could get, but I'm going to give Ridgeview the nod since it's at home. Is it Oakwin, the quarterback?
For who?
Ridgeview.
Yes.
I think he'll be the difference maker, and he's going to do it with his feet.
Give me the wolf pack. I was about to go with Gate City. If it's at Gate City, I would.
What you got there, Krieger? Gate City at Ridgeview.
Go with Wolves.
All right.
I mean, I think it's going to be close.
Galax at Grayson County. Galax maybe better than advertised. Grayson County maybe not as good as advertised. Galax potentially could take this game here, and Grayson County could once again lose to both George Wythe and Galax in the same season. And that's where I'm going with it. I'm going to pick Galax.
Give me Grayson.
Who you got?
Grayson.
Grayson County. All right, and game of the week, Rye Cove at Twin Springs. At Twin Springs, that's good for the Titans. Both teams have identical records. Cumberland District Championship on the line, number 2 seed in Region D on the line. I think it's going to be as advertised ball game. It's going to be tough, but I'm going to give the visiting War Eagles a nod here, Rye Cove.
I'm going with the War Eagles too.
I'm going with the Emory boys.
All right. And we got one more game here in county. Twin Valley at Hurley. You know where the two of us stand. We know where you stand. Just comments about the game. You know, it's
Where we at here?
yeah, well, Twin Valley. I mean, I'll
It's the
say
last
We're
game for
back.
both of them.
last game of the
Last
season,
game.
and I think, you know, I nod Coach Krieger here after what we went through last season to be sitting where we're at right now, 2-7, going into the last game of the season. We're going to play Hurley, big county rival. The fact that we're playing this game and we're sitting where we're at
It's a win.
it's a win for our program, and I'm pretty excited about the fact that we were able to get this done this year, because once you go through what we went through last year, everything's in question and doubt. So
Absolutely.
it's a win for us.
I understand, and I know we aggravate each other, but my hat's off to Krieger for what he's done and what he established at Twin Valley and brought back to Twin Valley, and just to get those guys playing and to win 2 ball games after not having a team last year, that speaks volumes, and just hats off to him and hats off to all you guys. But like I said, I think it's the last game for both teams, and I think, you know, Hurley's a little bit more talented than Twin Valley, and I think Hurley's. I mean,
I know one thing.
I
If
think
they
Hurley pulled it
52
off.
up in the first half, there's going to be a lot of friendships lost. I can tell you that right now. There'll be a lot of people cut off. I know that will be there. Now, we're just, I mean, you
We're all
know,
coming.
even
It's all
after
coming.
even after the first game that we won, I mean, there at Phelps, that was a big win for us right off the bat. But we still was in question, are we going to make it? Is these kids going to buy in? And you know what? I've had 18 or 19 all year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of them. I got a couple hurt yesterday on Monday. Don't know if they'll be there, or they'll be there, but don't know if they'll get to play or not. But I'm so proud of this team to as far as they come and to make it to week 10. And I appreciate it, and also want to thank, I don't know if they watch or not, my parents. I'd like to thank my family that's helped through this time, feeding us or doing anything, donating money, just to get us to this point.
Yeah.
Like I'm excited about week 10. After that, I mean, we'll work on next year.
You know, I can imagine how hard it is after folding the program to get it back, you know, and to get the kids back interested and the kids back involved. And like I said, that speaks volumes. And I think all of us in the county here are kind of in the same situation.
Ready to.
You know, nobody wants to consolidate, but there's nothing else we can do.
It's over. That's right.
You know, and I think Hurley's got 15, 16 seniors out of 23 kids.
That's scary.
So that's scary too. So.
Well, Twin Valley will be in that predicament next year. After next year, there's nothing else. We're going to be that senior group, and then
Yep. It's
next year Grundy's going to lose a few. But I mean, they've got the most coming up. But you put us all together, and guys, it is what it is.
all right. So we're looking at, like I said, I'm win or lose. We're just happy to be where we're at right now. And,
You know, like the old saying goes, we're just happy to be here.
Yeah.
We're literally happy to
and
be week 10.
and the old saying that you mentioned, the old saying, you don't know what you got till it's gone. There's a lot of people take it for granted. These small schools don't realize that just like that, football or something can be gone, and once it's gone, it's very difficult to keep
back.
and maintain and get back. And so take it from us, it's a fact of life, and it's a reality at 1A schools right now, especially in Southwest Virginia. So if you got it, encourage it, go out and support it, and keep your kids playing as much as possible. I don't have anything else. Do you guys have anything?
No.
All right, until next time, I'm Coach Moore,
Coach Tester.
Coach Krieger.
reminding you, if it's orange and it sounds like a parrot, it might be a carrot.
Audio Jungle.